Hey, what's up, guys? So, this is Vignesh joining you all today. So, we are in the second episode of Never Stop series, the red carpet. So, and today it's going to be really amazing because we are going to talk about marketing all the way. So, we are going to be, joined by Mr. Prakash. So, before I introduce him to the stage, so what I would like to say is, before we start the series, so since it is going to be an interactive series, an interactive session, so whatever you feel like asking, whatever your thoughts are, if you want to ask any question, just drop it down in the chat, and then we will reply back. Myself as well as the guest would reply back to all your questions. So today it's going to be a casual chat, so nothing formal. I won't be speaking much. I understand what you think, so stop talking and just introduce the man who is actually to be introduced. But let's see. So if you see a gift, right, so it has a wrapper, so you first have to open the wrapper to first of all look at the gift. So yeah, let's slowly open the wrapper. So hold on, I understand your excitement, but let's get on with the introduction on who he is, what we are going to talk about, what today's agenda is going to be, and then we will introduce Mr. Prakash onto the stage. So I hope things are okay, so just let me know if they are not. In case we are facing any technical issues, let us know, so we will stop then and there and we will fix it for you. So yes, so this is all red carpet is all about. So we are going to pick the brain of awesome people, so that's what the series is all about. And today we are going to pick the brain of Mr. Prakash, so that's what we are here for. So before I pick his brain, so let me pick your brain first. So first of all, this is who he is. He is the Associate Vice President of Marketing and Global Partnership from Ramco Systems. So he has been doing this for quite some time, so he's not new to this field. So you might get to learn a lot from him if you just keep listening to what he says. So it's going to be 30 minutes long. So we will try to cut short by that time, so you can ask questions at the end as well, so you will be given an opportunity to do that, and as and when you have questions, just drop it down. So yes, so let me quickly hide the chat box, I guess it is hiding for you. So this is going to be the second episode of the red carpet series, where which we hold every Saturday at 9. Every Saturday we interview someone really amazing. So this is the second episode of that, and this is who he is. So he is the Associate Vice President, Global Marketing and Partnership, Ramco Systems. So he has been involved in a lot of deals, lot of marketing around. He has basically orchestrated a lot of events. So he has good amount of experience. So that's what we are going to hear from him. And he was the senior manager, marketing and product management from SIFI. Before which he was associated in GE Capital. So he has a good amount of experience in good companies, which he has to share with us today. So without any further ado, let me introduce Prakash to all of you. So before I do that, let's start with some music. So let's introduce with some music. So anyways, nice to see you, Prakash. Yep, the pleasure is mine actually. So this is Prakash for all of you. So say hi. So yeah, this is all this people watching you. Okay, you got a smiley right away. Anyways, so yeah, we will be spending some time with him for the next 30 minutes. So that's why I had to spend some time. Hope the gift is open now, so we can spend some time with him and understand what marketing is all about and everything. But before that, I know that I gave his introduction. Let him introduce himself. So Prakash, so what are you all about? So who are you? So what does Prakash mean? Oh, no. Prakash, can you just speak?
Yeah, I'm still speaking.
Oh,
I'm still here.
able to hear him. Okay, yeah. Just let me know.
Perfect, guys. So just
Yeah,
pop
yeah,
in a
yeah.
message on the chat if you're able to hear me. Ain't not able to hear me yet, we can fix it here. No problem.
Yeah, perfect. It is working now. So sorry, the
Awesome.
audio was muted.
No problem. No problem. So just to recap for the audience here, I think I've known Vignesh for a long time, and I didn't realize that there was a marketer hidden inside the technophile that he is, and I think all that is coming out very nicely through this platform. So Vignesh, wish you all the best, and true to your motto, never stop. Right, and I want to see 50th, 100th episodes and more episodes of this series and this platform. Coming to myself, and I think you asked a very deep question, right? Who is Prakash? Who am I? Right? If I want to reflect back on myself, it's going to be tough, but I'll take a shot at it. I think I am kind of a person who probably likes simple things in life, derive joy from simple things in life. I believe in positivity. I believe in building and nurturing relationships, being open-minded. On the personal front, try to be a good husband, a good parent to my twins, a good son, so on and so forth. Right? Love music, love movies, and of late, yeah, into podcasts. So that's on the personal side of mine. And on the professional side, I love marketing to start with, right? I also love business. I love technology. I love reading about leadership, and of course, my newfound love is on entrepreneurship and startups. So there's a lot I can learn from you as well. Yeah, been with Ramco for about 7+ years now, and trying to do my best in marketing and partnerships, trying to build a global brand for Ramco. That's about me, man. I hope that helps.
So okay.
Is there a voice problem again?
No, 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 no. So actually, let me repeat my question. I guess I muted myself trying to unmute Prakash, so that was the problem. Sorry. So
Sure.
basically, my question was, what do you like about marketing? So what is something about marketing which basically, basically drives you every day? So that was my question.
Sure. I think marketing is all about fundamentally, if you drill it down to the core, right? It's about, I'll go to the traditional definition of marketing. It's about 4 P's, right? We call it product, place, price, promotion, right? And that's what it's all about. And ever since my school days or college days, I've always been a fan of advertisements, right? And you always, as a kid growing up, how these advertisements are able to say so much within 30 seconds or 1 minute, and so on, and how they are able to have that power of communication. And as and when my interest got triggered, I kind of started following more about marketing and advertising, and that's how the interest grew, right? In terms of what drives me, I think of late what has happened is that, right? Uh, I think somewhere marketing lost focus of the 3 P's. I think somewhere marketing got associated only with promotion, being advertisement, or communications part of it, right? But marketing is actually a much larger pie from taking any product or service to the market itself. It's actually starts from what is the problem you're trying to solve, right? Who is the customer in which you're trying to solve this problem for? And typically you try to focus on one particular segment. And how do you message your product benefit, or how do you articulate your messaging so that you can differentiate your product? And all this is marketing, right? And I think fundamentally it helps in creating a perception about your product, and also instill some values for the brand you want to build. Suppose if you want in your own journey, I'm sure you have some values associated for Timecampus,
Yes.
right? You're going through your entrepreneurial journey itself. You have some vision of who is your customer, right? And from that perspective, every single touch point that your customer wants with Timecampus has to be a positive experience. I think that's what, in essence, is marketing is all about. And we also see over the period of years, a lot of these things are also getting disrupted and changing. A lot of notions about marketing are also changing. So fundamentally, today, if you ask me, the future of marketing department will be customers, right? Because more and more customer advocacy is sort of driving acquisition today, right? I don't know the new restaurant that I'm going to order my whatever pastries in, but just because Swiggy has given a good rating, I go and do that, and I trust the platform, right? So as we have more and more, there is this phenomenon called network effects. There are platforms emerging around it, so it becomes easy to trust a customer than a marketing message. And the primary driver of that is the customer experience. Anybody who owns and gives a better experience owns the customer today. And experience becomes a differentiator there. So I go to Starbucks because not because of the coffee, but because I love the experience there, right? So in a way, if you look at it, the entire customer experience will become the defining piece for marketing in future. And from that perspective, I think it excites me to do anything and everything with that obsession for customer and drive a better experience. I think that's what kind of drives me, day in and day out, to be in marketing.
So you are talking about having a coffee in Starbucks, right? So what would you do if, let's assume, the Starbucks coffee was not good? So like, would you still go and market it? Like, won't you have some sort of guilty consciousness, like when you as a marketer you're marketing some product which is not up to the mark? So like, what would you do in that case?
See, that's where it starts, right? So it's a sum total of all experiences that you have with Starbucks, not just the one bad coffee that you had, right? And if you're known for a brand like Starbucks, or be like a brand like an Amazon, you may have one bad delivery which didn't deliver at your doorstep, or it was delayed. But that your sum total of experience with having coffees at Starbucks, or with ordering at Amazon, or or using WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever, YouTube or whatever services that you have, is far higher than those lapses, right? And perfection is a journey. And today customers are mature to understand that there could be lapses in the customer experience, but overall my experience has been great, right? And that is very difficult, right? If you look at way Starbucks or an Amazon is working towards giving that experience, a lot of things happens in the background in terms of supply chain. How do I get the best coffee bean? How do I ensure my one-day delivery is so perfect, right? And every single touch point is the alert that I get that your delivery guy is going to show up in next 15 minutes is a customer experience, right? So that's also become the driver. So even if it's a bad experience, you need to ensure that you have to intervene, get it fixed, and move on, so that the sum total of experiences is positive. I think that'll be the defining moment for all brands to aspire for.
Nice to hear that, because always I feel that, okay, when your product is not good, so maybe you should not go and market it. Rather, you should have tune the product, but then go and sell it. So now this is a different perspective which I am hearing. So now that we are in a Corona world, so now how do you go about going about marketing in this Corona world? Like, what do you go about doing when you have products and you don't have customers who are willing to buy it, calling Corona as an excuse, or probably it's a real reason for them to not buy your product? So how would you go about marketing in this kind of situation?
It is tough, right? You've put Corona world, man. That's like painting a big picture, right?
Yeah, they call it as a post-Corona world, right?
It's not so. I hope it's not so dystopian as you pointed out, and I still hope that there is a glimmer of hope. With world coming back to normalcy, probably taking baby steps to it. So coming back to your question, yeah, that's a very valid question, right? How to sell when nobody is buying, right? And from that perspective, we went through our journey as well, and in the month of March, and suddenly one fine day you wake up and you see the world has changed, right? And every single customer conversations were regarding delaying their decisions to buy, or customers are on board. they want to delay their payments. I mean, we have had our impact. Trust me, I think it was difficult, and I'm sure it's the same for most of the other businesses as well. Right, and fundamentally, what we realize is the rules of the games have changed, right, and you need to be contextually relevant. And we took some decisions so that we can be contextually relevant in the corona world, the way you put it, right? So one of the things is we realized that retention is probably the new acquisition. So you have to ensure that you focus on your existing customers rather than going after strangers or prospects whom you have not yet established the relationships. Can you take care of your existing customers first? Ensure that that relationship stays on, because whatever relationships that you forge in times of crisis will stand the test of time, right? The other thing that we did is in terms of looking at pivoting our own business models, and we were fortunate enough to be successful relatively in that as well. So how do we be contextually relevant in these times is we already had a facial recognition based attendance solution that we had in the market, and it's been like 3-4 years now. We have about 15,000 plus users on that across 20 plus countries, so it's been doing well. What we did as a first step is sort of augment it with thermal screening. So we were able to get the concept to a product launch in a span of 7 days, and thanks to our CEO, whom VA is like he reads the tea leaves even before things happen, and the leadership team and the technology team, we were able to kind of collectively drive a product launch in about a week, probably in the second or third week of March, and in the last 90 days we have built a solution which is very contextually relevant. So we have build something which will enable organizations to welcome employees back safely at work. So it starts with thermal screening. Then we can do mass detection. We have included elements like safe distancing, contact tracing. We're working on RTLS capabilities in terms of monitoring employee movements across the workspace, so on and so forth. And a lot of things also emerged during the tough times like this. We also realized that we can't build everything, right? So a lot of emphasis went in terms of partnering with solution providers whom we believed we could extend our product capabilities so that it's win-win for both, because we realized all of us are trying to solve the same problem, but each of our problem that we are trying to attempt is different. Now, if we join hands, it's beneficial for the customer because they're going to get in one unified platform, and for us. So from that perspective, I think we have done reasonably well ever since we launched in the last 90 days. We have got about 750 plus inquiries across the globe. We are already doing a lot of customer pilots and closed a few orders. So that's been an awesome journey. So I think the fundamental thing is you have to be contextually relevant, and even if it needs to relook at your business models, change it.
So that makes sense, because capitalizing on even situations like this is really important, because as you said, the world is moving towards a digital era now, like where everything is going to remote work, to what do you say, like whatever, like you are a digital company, so you capitalize on this situation and probably get on with it, improve, probably wait it out. So maybe you have strategies like this. So that's nice to hear. So moving away from this topic, in fact, I had a funny thought yesterday. I have seen some marketing interviews, some more, people taking marketing interviews, and I see them, that asking candidates to basically sell a pen. So, I don't, so I understand why they do it, but, what do you think about it? Like, is a candidate who is selling a pen, would he be able to sell a product like what you are selling?
So I've never asked that question, to be very frankly. Such questions I've never been asked as well. We used to do this in intercollegiate events, and we have done stuff like that. See, but fundamentally, even if that question to be asked, right? What we are looking at is the how quick the candidate is able to think of alternatives on selling a pen. How creative the person is able to word the message, because selling a pen is not easy, right? Even in today's time, I mean, I don't know how many of us will be using a pen and a paper, right? All of us have moved to keyboard and voice recognition and so on and so forth. So even if you look at from that perspective, a lot of that energy, the quickness of thinking, the creativity, all that will come out even if they want to sell a pen, right? So any question that you ask in terms of measuring those attributes, I think fundamentally it boils down to what qualities you look for, what attributes you look for in a candidate, and if that question is able to bring out those attributes, that's fine, even if it means instigating or pushing that person to sell a pen to you, which is fine.
Yes. Now talking about your everyday routine, like what does it look like? So what do you basically do? Like, do you keep marketing stuff? Do you do something else apart from this? Like, what do you basically do?
So like all of us, right? I'm trying to find my own balance in my routine. You need to have your own what do you call as me time. You need to have your work time. You need to have your family time. You have to spend time with the family also. That's important, right? And unfortunately, work from home has kind of jinxed all of this together, right? But I tend to keep a routine. I typically spend my mornings on my yoga and my podcast, sort of mix it up so it kind of energizes me. Then there is a work routine that's there. Now that we are all working from home, it's easy to have your work routine organized through calendars, to meetings, sometime, and I try to spend my evenings and late nights with my family and kids. That's about it, right? So there is sense of balance. Once in a while, you'll have to hop in, hop out, especially with online classes for kids. It's going to be tough in the days to come, but let's see. So the
Yeah.
routine has to be flexible, but you need to have a routine and stick to it so that you find some sort of inner peace, so to say, right?
Yeah, definitely. So we have some questions from audience as well. So let me just
Sure.
quickly read it out for you. So how do you know how far you have to go to appease or bring back your loyal customers who have had a series of bad experiences leading to resentment? So let me read it out to you again. So how do you know how far you have to go to appease or bring back your loyal customers who have had a series of bad experience leading to resentment?
So at a very first stage, I would like to probably look at why did they have a series of bad experiences, right? There should have been some intervention from marketing or the business when the first experience or the second experience happened. I mean, there is a way in each organization measuring customer experiences and support teams looking at it very, very vigorously, right? So then there is a flaw in the process if there has been a series of bad experiences, right? Second, in terms of the customer perspective, is that customer really, really critical to you? Is that going to be like a defining customer that you'll have? Will any word of mouth from that customer going to impact your business? Yes, you have to go as far as possible, right? So it depends on a lot of factors from that perspective. But at a primal stage, you should have fixed the issue without letting it go with series of bad experiences.
Nice. That makes sense because I see a lot of people neglecting the customers, maybe sell the product and then leave them onto darkness. So that's something which should not happen. You should have that feedback cycle running. So you should see
Absolutely.
what customers really need and then deliver it to them. So like
Imagine you
what you're
can
rightly saying.
measure every single touch point, right? And today, all of us, most of us order groceries, vegetables and fruits online, right?
Yep.
And I was so happy that we can even chat about it if there is an issue. and you can take a picture of a vegetable. If a coconut is spoiled, you can take a picture of it and send, and you get the refund almost instantaneously, right? So all of us are going through that experience. So at the end of the day, it's not that one bad experience. Even that one bad experience through a support intervention can make a customer delight rather than a customer resentment. And it depends on how we want to look at it, right?
Yes, definitely. So we have one more from the audience. So which is the meaningful way of prospecting during COVID? Social media or email marketing?
Okay, I will probably take a different view because I don't want to use the term prospecting during COVID in the way it has been phrased, right? I think fundamentally it's about engaging your prospects. Let me put it this way, because prospecting probably may be viewed myopically in terms of like hard selling as well, which is not the case, which shouldn't be the right one. As long as you're able to engage your prospect in a very meaningful way, having conversations with them, provide meaningful content to them. Is there a way that you can educate your prospects? Is there a way that you can invite them to a webinar so that they can see something, they can learn something? I think that's the best way to engage during times like this, right? And as somebody said, educating is the new marketing in times like this. And when the time comes, when the right time comes, when economy opens up, when they're ready to buy, they will remember this.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. So yeah, one question from me as well. So like you have a global global marketing and partnership attached to your title, right? So what do you actually do in partnership, and how do you go about selecting the right partners for the business?
Perfect. So I think partners are like force multiplier to your business, right? You're not alone. It's you plus the partners who are trying to address your customers. So you take any large companies, Fortune 500. Most of the Fortune 500 companies will have a very strong partner network, and this partner community sort of becomes a brand advocate for your product or service. So it becomes easy to take the product to the market and quickly augment your brand presence when you have a partner community. And it's also very critical. I think I like the way you asked, how do you go about selecting your partners? It's like marriage, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Marriage is all about trust and compatibility, right? And partnership is equally like that. And compatibility in a business sense will mean slightly different things. So this is basically, are we looking at a shared customer segment? Is me and my partner looking at serving the same customers that we want to go after, right? Or are we looking at complementing each other? Can I partner with someone who can extend my product capabilities, and so that the customer sees a greater value from both of us coming together than if I go alone, right? So from that perspective, I think partnership is very, very important. And more and more as we see sort of network effects coming in, having a great partner community will also augment your product or brand reach across your customer segments. So my role in that is to see how do I build a great partner ecosystem for Ramco. And we have come a long way, and we have miles to go. So
Yes, definitely.
excited to be part of this journey.
Yes, so I wish you luck as well. So we have some more questions from the audience.
Sure.
So yeah, looks like we have a engaged chat here. So does a good product require more marketing, or an average nicely packaged product require more marketing? What requires more marketing? Good product or an average product? Average
See, if
nicely
it's a
packed product.
so the answer is very obvious, right? If it's a really good, compelling product, you don't need marketing. I don't think WhatsApp ever advertised itself. I don't think Facebook ever advertised itself. I don't think, at least till iPhone 4 or 5, I don't think Apple advertised iPhone, right? Does that mean Apple has become average after 5 or 6 when they started? I don't know. Let me not get into that, right? But if it's a really good product, and your initial set of customers or early adopters kind of love it, they can't stop talking about it, and they see a huge value and they can't live without the product, it'll automatically sell. It's just word of mouth, right? It'll automatically sell, right? I think that what drives a great product. So if it's a great product, you don't need marketing. It'll automatically sell,
Makes sense.
right?
At
But
least,
yeah, when you taper off product benefits, you've reached a scale of customers. When you want to probably expand your reach, you will need marketing intervention at some point. But a great product, never.
um, at least, nice answer to this. So the same answer, like, I would compliment Prakash saying that, you can empower a great product with more marketing. It's not like, adding more marketing doesn't affect the product. So it's just that you are providing more reach to the customers. You are providing more reach to the audience. You are basically sharing the great product with more and more people through marketing. So that's a good thing. So add more marketing to the great product, so, and it's going to be even more greater. So that's what it is all about. So you amplify your success using marketing. That's what it is all about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, and we have another question. So from the audience. So how can one map the customer's journey and engage customers in brand storytelling experience across media? So let me read it out again. How can one map the customer's journey and engage customers in brand storytelling experience across media?
So this would have been far-fetched, say 10 years back, right? How do I map the customer's journey in the first place? But today you have a lot of platforms available. Even if it's your B2C business, you have offline, online customer engagements. There are platforms that you can probably map the journey between the online offline experiences. Even if it is completely online, and you have multiple ways of reaching out customers, whether it is through email, whether it is through let's say a social media campaign, you are doing an event, right, or whatever, product launch. So there are platforms available today in the market, and these marketing automation platforms help you to map the buyer journey across every single touch point, and at least most of the touch points are measurable, right? So in Ramco, for example, we use HubSpot, and like HubSpot, there are multiple other marketing automation platforms available in the market. You are able to see what has happened at every touch point, whether the customer is engaged. You are able to put some form of measurable engagement score at every touch point, and the right time when you can start having product conversations to them. So it probably starts with having some form of an inborn marketing approach, where you provide the right content that is relevant. It probably starts with an idea of providing a non-interrupted way of reaching out to customers, so that you pull the customers in rather than pushing them away by cold calling or just reaching out blindly, etc. Right? So it has to be a nice mix of an inbound marketing approach, where you are able to pull the customer in purely by giving them something that they value, and it can be like a good video like this, right? If you believe this is going to help your audience, it could be a great any of the content assets, a blog that you want to write about. It could be like a technical session that you've done in one of your sessions. You kind of openly coded in front of your audience, right? So something like that, right? So that's going to be of value, and somebody will find value. The person who finds value in being there for that entire session is the most important customer you need to go after.
That's a great answer, actually. So that's true. In fact, even I have learned something from this area, where people say the most important customer would be the one who sees value and the one who is ready to pay money for your product. So at the moment you ask money, that is the time any customer will start thinking. So anyone who pays money for your product is your most important customer, at least to start with. Anyways, I guess we are going over time. The audience has basically said thank you, Prakash, for taking the time over the weekend and sharing the insight and experience. So the pleasure is mine, actually.
My pleasure.
No,
Just
the pleasure is
experience
mine.
sharing
Anyways.
and just conversations, Vignesh, and thanks for being part of your show. And again, wishing you all the best on your journey.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. So, one question before we part off. So, what's next for Prakash?
Well, I've always taken each day as it comes,
Okay.
right? So that's about it. I've never really bothered about
So, you just think about
what's in
tomorrow or
the
today.
future. Yeah, take each day as it comes, so you're never disappointed, right? That way,
Nice.
you're able to maintain some sanity and balance in life. But I think in the long term, you want to be a better human, right? You want to be a better professional. So yes, you need to keep learning. You need to be open-minded. You want to be a better parent, be a good dad. You want to be a better son. I think those things actually drive me. So from that
Yeah.
perspective, you have a long-term vision of yourself to be someone who will not look back and have regrets in life, right? So from that perspective, you take each day as it comes and ensure that you just be positive and be nice to people around you, man. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Prakash, for sharing your insightful experience. Of course, there are more questions. I mean, one more question in the audience, but probably we can take it offline. So the question is
Sure, sure.
an important question, Mr. Prakash: how to start a corporation from zero? So this is
Oh, that'll require a different session, and I don't think I'm fully equipped to do that. Probably you're more equipped to answer that
no, I am learning
as
as
you're
I
going
go.
through the journey, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm learning as I go. So even I don't know the full answer to the question. But to be honest, the answer is, think of your corporation. Don't think of it as a corporation. Think of it as Lego blocks, building blocks. Build one brick at a time, and then ultimately, at some point of time, then
Absolutely.
you will get your corporation, big corporation, or whatever your dream is. So take one step at a time, and then finally you will reach your final goal. So that's what it is. So for anything in life. So thank you, Prakash, again. So I'm thanking you a lot of times. Anyways, so thanks again for the audience who have been here with us for the last 30 minutes. So in case you have any other questions, you can leave it down in the chat. I will drop them all to Prakash, and when he has the time, so he will reply back to all these questions. So otherwise, so thank you, and the next week is going to be interesting again, because we are going to get Mr. Virender Agarwal, the CEO of Ramco Systems,
Awesome.
on board, and that's going to be really interesting. It's the same way this was interesting, because he is going to talk from a different perspective on how to be a better leader, how to basically go about, building a trust in all the employees, how to go about breaking all the COVID barriers we have. So he will be talking about all that in the next session, which is going to be on Saturday at 9. So stay tuned for that. So we will be inviting him, and I will be sharing the link details, everything over social media. So otherwise, so you have any feedback with this session today? So in case I am talking too loud, which I think I am, so I can't hear myself. Or you have any other questions,
All fine,
and
man.
yeah, so you can drop it down. Thank you. So see you around, and yep.
See you next week. हाँ